Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Real Money, Real Business podcast. I'm Michelle, and today we have Louis on the show who's selling his business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Hey Louis, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Hello, doing great. And you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking, and thanks for making the time to come on today. Before we dive into the details, let's go over a brief summary of your business. It's a subscription box and e-commerce business in the children and hobbies niches created in June 2020. The average revenue for the business is $31,923 per month, and it makes an average of $9,210 per month in net profit. Included in this sale is a domain with all site content and files, 4 additional domains, supplier relationships, social media accounts for Facebook and Instagram, 3 pending trademarks in Canada, an email list with 2,400 subscribers, custom-built platform and code, drawings and specifications, files, text, and art booklets in French and in English, 2 AR apps, and a ShipStation account. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 57725 to learn more about this business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So Louis, now let's hear from you. This is a really cool product, and it seems to be pretty popular with both children and their parents. So what can you tell us about your background in building and running an online business?
I studied in engineering and I always wanted to share my passion with children's. So me and 2 of my friends, one programmer and one teacher, we got together and then we created this product. The idea was really to share our knowledge and our passion to kids.
That's really cool. So could you run us briefly how this business primarily makes money?
So we have 2 different ways we make money. The main one is a subscription. So it's a monthly subscription. Every month people receive a box and then they pay. And then the other way is we also sell single products. Depend sometime in the year, so before Christmas, for example. So that's the 2 that way we make money.
And why did you choose this business model?
Subscription is a really interesting business model. It can be challenging sometimes, but it's easier to have a long-term business and to keep customer for months compared to just selling single products. So that's why we pick subscription-based product.
And what made you introduce the e-commerce component to it?
We had a lot of clients asking if they could buy single products. So we opened a section of our website for some months of the year, especially before Christmas, because we realized it's easier to give 1 or 2 or 3 boxes as a gift compared to giving a subscription, because then you have to transfer the subscription to the person you gave the gift to. So that's the main reason. Also, before other really busy period of the year, that's when we usually have single products open.
Yeah, that makes sense. And, you guys have put a lot into this business. You've developed these really cool AR apps that go along with it. And it just seems like you have put a lot of time and effort and thought into it. So why have you guys decided to sell now?
Well, first of all, we started to test the product in a smaller market. So right now we are in Quebec, Canada. So that's where we're focused, mainly to see if the product has traction. Then our plan is to move to the rest of Canada and the US. But the reason why I'm selling is because I realize that the growth depends on marketing a lot. And I just feel like I reached my potential. Like I'm a product person, so my skills are designing products. I just feel like I reached my maximum potential with marketing, so that the new owner would have to be good at marketing in order to expand the company in the US. I think that's the next step.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you brought up about knowing your limits too, and just knowing when you've kind of taken a business as far as you personally can take it. And so I think that's great that you're able to say, we've got this great product that we've put together, but now it's just time for us to hand over the reins to someone else. So is there anything that you've learned from building this business that you'll apply to a future business?
Well, like I just mentioned, I think I learned a lot about marketing, about influencers, marketing, and that's probably where I learned the most during my journey. We started 2 years ago to do some tests, and then the market evolved during those 2 years. So that was interesting.
Well, you've definitely done something right with the Quebec market. So, is there something that you can give us as an example of marketing strategy or anything else related to the business that worked particularly well for you?
Well, the two main marketing channels are Facebook ads and Google ads. I realized they don't work during the same period of the year the same way. So Google ads works when people are have a problem where they're looking for something. So it works better before Christmas, for example, because people are looking for gifts. So they search gifts idea, and then Google ads works better in that situation. But Facebook ads works better when they don't look for anything, but they discover our videos, our cool products, and they get excited by the videos and the picture of kids using our products. So it works during the rest of the year better because they don't know they're looking for something, but then they see our products and then they decide to buy it. So that's how we realized Facebook and Google was working for us. So that's it.
That's really interesting. I've never actually heard that before. So, thank you for sharing that with us. And right now, where does the majority of your traffic come from?
It depends on the month. Like I said, it varies, but I would say roughly 50% from Facebook, 25% from Google, and 25% organic traffic.
And other than Facebook ads and Google ads, are you doing anything else in terms of marketing right now?
Yeah, we did a lot, especially before Christmas. I mentioned those two because these are the one that works best. But we did some influencer marketing in the past 3, 4 months. We also did a lot of media. So we were featured on TV, on the radio, in some magazines, we had a lot of media coverage in the last 3 months. I can also share that to potential buyers if they want to see the coverage that we had.
That's really cool. So, I'm just curious, how did you find influencer marketing? Did you find that that worked for you guys?
Not as well as Facebook and Google, but it's more like a long-term strategy. So you should not expect the direct return from post. That's what we learned. So it's hard to track unless they use like a coupon code or a code. It helps on the long term, but you don't see direct results.
Yeah, I'm sure that it's good for brand awareness, especially. But yeah, like you said, it would be very, very difficult to track conversions from that. So aside from, focusing, well, I guess even if you have some marketing strategies that you think that a buyer could use in the future, what are some opportunities and ways that you would try to grow this business?
Like I mentioned at the beginning, I think the biggest growth strategy would be expand to the US. That was always our plan. So, like I was saying, we tested the product in Quebec just to have a smaller niche and then see the traction here. But all the product was translated in English from the beginning because we knew we would eventually expand to the US. I think it's a unique product that would work well there if the right person is managing the company.
I think it's really cool that you guys already have everything set up in both English and in French. It really provides a lot of opportunity for a potential buyer because the heavy work has basically already been done. It's just waiting for somebody to launch into these, English speaking areas.
If I can add another potential area, we realize there's a big market for translated children products. So, for example, there was a good traction in French because there's not a lot of product like this in French. So, in your Europe, for example, it would be a good opportunity to just translate the product in other countries, like in German and Italian, in Portuguese. So, like, I think that would be another way to expand.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. And I know you guys have sales already in France, if I'm correct.
We did a couple tests there, but The traction is actually really good. It was just a question of logistic. It was more expensive to ship the products there than the actual price of the product. So we ran a couple tests, but it's not profitable to ship from Canada. But a good next step would be to have a warehouse in France or in Europe.
Yeah, that's excellent. Yeah, I could see with the product that you have it doing really well over in Europe, like you said, with, translated materials. And that would be, for the right investor, that would be quite easy to implement. So can you describe how your inventory, how your logistics, your orders are fulfilled right now?
I would say we have two different SKUs, so two different type of parts. Some of them are custom made. Those are mainly from Asia. And then I would say maybe 70% are just off the shelf items, stuff that you can buy from pretty much anywhere. They come from Canada right now because it's closer, but they could come from many places. Everything gets shipped to our third party logistic in Quebec, and they package everything inside the box and then they ship the box directly to the customer. So they do the warehouse management, they store the inventory, and they also do the assembly and the shipping.
That's great. So it sounds pretty hands off for you as far as inventory goes.
Yeah, that was the goal of the whole business.
So could you describe the amount and type of work that you're currently doing on the business for maintenance?
So if we only consider maintenance, like I just said, it's really ends off. So probably 10 to 15 hours a week, it will be enough. I'm spending more right now because I'm always improving and designing new things because that's really my passion. I love designing products. But someone that just wants to keep the company running, I think 10 to 15 hours a week would be enough.
And do you think that there are any special skills or requirements for someone who's not familiar with the niche or the business model?
If they just want to keep the company running or expand the same product to the US, for that, they would need marketing skills more than anything. But if they want to create new products, right, and expand the current product line, some small engineering skills might be required, designing skills mostly. But if they want to expand and create new products, this product is ready to be sold in anywhere pretty much.
And what do you think the biggest risks are with this business that a buyer should be aware of?
Since it relies on marketing a lot, there's always some risk of increasing costs or some marketing related risk. But I think it's the same for most e-commerce business these days. But yeah, I think that's probably the biggest risk.
And have you guys run into any like supply chain issues so far with some of your suppliers being in China?
We try to do express shipping as much as we can. So by doing that, eliminates the sea shipping problem that some companies have, especially in the past year. Some sea cargo shipment got stuck and it was a pain. But for us, we didn't have those problems because we use express shipping. That's a little bit more expensive, but we are personally willing to spend the extra money to have reliability of express shipping. And then we have really good relationship with our suppliers in China, so we didn't have any issues. Every time I pick a new suppliers, one of the main criteria that I look for is communication, because some of them are so bad, they don't speak English well or they don't communicate well. So I specifically, well, in my previous job, one of my tasks was to pick suppliers. So I have experience picking suppliers. And then that's why I usually look for a supplier that has good communication, because then when you have problems, it's easier to solve the problem because they can communicate and they're willing to do modification or they're willing to do a lot for you. So that's how I pick my suppliers.
No, that's excellent advice. And Louis, would you be willing to commit to a non-compete for a new buyer?
Yes, no problem. I would be ready to commit for it.
And how much support are you offering buyers?
Yeah, since it's I would say like a medium level of complexity, our business can be complicated for some people that are not familiar with this type of business. We will offer 2 months of support. And also we can agree to have like a monthly or bi-weekly call after those 2 months. Also, we can provide somebody's contact information that can help with the coding and all the technical side of the platform. And also we can have someone speaking French if they need help with the customer support with our French customer. So all those two person, the technical person and then the French speaker, they can be available for a year after. Well, obviously they will be paid, but they can be available for a year after the purchase.
That's excellent. So are you open to negotiating something like an earnout?
I would prefer to have the cash up front, but I'm always open to negotiation.
That makes sense. So putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
I think we did a good traction test in Canada, and then there's a great opportunity to expand it in the US. So I think that's just a business waiting to expand.
Yeah, just at the beginning of its potential. Is there anything else that you'd like to share about your business that I might have missed?
No, I think you covered a lot.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Louis. It's been a pleasure to learn more about you and your business.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 57725. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.